So one of the questions I get asked quite often is, Will, do you think we're going to be able to convert all these empty office buildings into multifamily? And why are you biased when you say no? Well, truth is, yeah, I might be a little bit biased because that's where my bread and butter comes from. That's where I make money, is from the fact that I'm an office broker. With that being said, I would still make money if we converted to multifamily. The problem is they just don't pencil out. See, the National Association of Realtors did a study about a year or so ago where they took the top 25 markets and looked to see how many of those would actually be profitable if they did a conversion. Now, all they looked at was, if I took the building as is with some assumed construction costs to convert it into multifamily, would I get more rent per square foot as a multifamily or an office building? And they came up with about a dozen and a half, maybe 2 dozen or so properties that fit the criteria. The problem with that is that not every building is going to, one, fall under that typical setup where it's going to be typical costs. The other side of it is those right there, windows. See, to have multifamily or have housing, people want windows. They don't want to live in a dungeon where they don't have any windows and they're not going to have any access to that. So if you look at the way that buildings are built, they are built where, especially multifamily, they have adequate sunlight into most of the areas. Office buildings, however, are not. You could actually have large corridors where you would never see office. Even in my office right here, if you look out the other side, they will turn around and you'll see that there are offices out here that do not have any daylight or any windows to it, right? I'm fancy. I get the office with the window, where not everybody gets the office with the window. And it's something for us to kind of keep in mind, because quickly that might not be as attractive. If they were to put a bedroom or put a room here, it wouldn't be as attractive, and it would be much difficult to lease out that space, thus making it actually not very profitable. Are there some interesting things that are going on inside the office space? Absolutely. I've seen some things with vertical farming where they're actually taking office space and turning those into farming and taking grow lights and all that kind of stuff to turn around and make them actually kind of profitable, which we'll see. They've been through a couple of growing cycles. It seems to be working. I don't think it's a long-term plan, but it is something interesting to kind of keep an eye on and see what's going on. I know I've seen a couple of things in Chicago. I've seen a couple of things in the DC Beltway area where they're looking at doing this, but in the general, do I see all these empty office spaces getting converted into office? Absolutely not. I just don't see it working. Just the plans, the financial, side of it, and then all just the capacity. That's the other thing to keep in mind, is that, you got a whole lot more toilets and sewer capacity demands inside a multifamily than you do an office building. And some of this infrastructure, especially if it's in downtown, is just old and only has so much capacity. You couldn't do much more with it. But I'm always looking for those interesting things. You see something, by all means, let me know. If you see these projects, put them in the comments. Let me know. We'll talk about it. We'll dive into it. We'll see why this one works and why so many others don't. That'd be a cool experiment to sit down and look at.